Hey guys, I wanted to do a follow-up lesson with type gradient on Canva to show you guys how to do certain things. So if you don't know already, you can create different gradients within your written text within Canva, which is a nice feature to have, you know. It's about time that they give us this feature. It seems like they have all the features, but hopefully something that I'm really hoping for is that Canva actually has a built-in setting for this while they're, in their text stuff. In their regular text. I really hope they can do that, but we'll see what happens over time. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to first obviously install the application. You just go to apps, type in gradient. That's how I find it. And click on type gradient. All right. And once you click on that, you'll be able to, kind of use or manipulate the text that you have. So if I want to put, like, for example, hello, right? This is the area where I add my main text. So I add hello, and I click update element. So whenever I want to change the text and I want to change something to it, I hit update element, right? And this is kind of a tutorial to show you how to use it, but we have here, let's start at the top. Obviously, you have the option to get app details, get help with the app, report, or remove from your apps. You do have a bunch of apps that are available to you. Sometimes they could get confusing. There might be times where you want to remove the app. Just depends on you. But anyways, it says hello here, right? I can add whatever text I want. Doesn't have to say hello. I could even add like a symbol, right? Like a money sign or, hashtag sign. So I could hit update and there we go. And here I have fonts, right? So I have a bunch of fonts that I can access that will help me create different text. So I can click on this font, this font. Now, my recommendation is when you're doing this kind of work, just go with like the fat fonts. Most people here are either creating YouTube thumbnails or they're creating different images for different presentations, or even they're creating print-on-demand stuff. You could do really well with this stuff with print-on-demand, but I recommend the fatter the letters, the better, so that when it's printed out, you can actually see it. Sometimes it's too thin. So if I go for like a really thin font, like something like this, by the time it gets printed out on a product, this is so thin, it's so hard to see. So anyways, I like to go with the fatter fonts, so you could just scroll through, and there's a bunch, anything that's thicker is better, in my opinion. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back here. Let's hit update element. But this is what we got. And we have a line height here that we can alter because you can write text with multiple lines. So for example, if I type in text here, notice how far the text is from each other. And I'll talk about the angles in just a second, but you could see the distance. If I go over here and decrease, as I decrease, it kind of moves closer together. So that's your line height. And sometimes it makes sense to control that. Sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on your situation and the thing that you're going through and the design you're trying to create. All right, so now that that's taken care of, we went through main text and fonts. Of course, you have your alignment. You have the middle alignment, right? Left alignment, right alignment. Pretty simple, pretty basic, just like any other text situation. All right, we went over line height. Now let's go over gradient. So I kind of talked about this before, but the best way to configure these gradients is you really don't want any really harsh gradients. So for example, right, if I take this blue and I move it over and I switch up the color to like a very, let's just say a black, right? This is an ugly, harsh gradient, right? You're jumping from like a yellow to a black. It's just not attractive in my opinion. Like if you see here, let me hit update. If you see, this is just not attractive transition. Do you want attractive transitions? And really, it just goes on the spectrum of the rainbow. If you think about it, like that red to the orange to the yellow, very simple, clean, soft colors is better. And when you're working with a gradient, I'll show you kind of how to add new colors. So if I click on here, it will create a new color transition. If I click here, it will create new one, etc. So all I have to do is click and it will create new ones. If I want to delete them, I just go ahead, click on it, right? And then hit delete, right? So I'll go over here, hit delete. 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 So notice how things are changing here. If I want, I could go ahead and delete this. And if I want, I really could go ahead and delete this. And then I'm back to kind of the original kind of color scheme that I was going with. And you can drag and drop the different colors how you want them done. But also something that I did want to show is that soft transition, there's another way to control it by using this section. So the preview. You have this dot here, right, where I can click, drag, and I can switch the color transitions, right? So don't be afraid to hit update element just so you can see how things are changing. So I can go here, hit update element, and then I kind of get a grip or get an understanding of, how things are currently changing when I move this. But really, this is like the yellow dot, this is the pink dot, because those are the colors that I selected, but I can select wherever they're shown. So I could put the pink all the way here in the corner, I could put the yellow all the way here on the corner, and that's where these colors are coming from, almost like a ray of light. One coming in from the bottom, one coming in from the top, and they're coming in at different colors. I could also move this to the middle. I can move this to the middle, and it will be, somewhat close to, a different color angle. So it just controls the angles. If I move this pink all the way to the left, look how powerful now the yellow is coming in. So it just depends on how you want to set it up. You can set it up like this, right? You can set it up like this. It just all depends on how you want to set it up. All right, guys? And if you ever kind of get into a pickle, you want to fix things, just hit the reset position button. It will take you back to where it normally was. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. I personally like the type gradient. I wish, once again, that Canva had its own built-in system for this as opposed to like an app. Because I just feel like it's a little bit easier to utilize, but I understand, I understand. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Peace out. Bye.